What's up, beautiful people? My name is Michelle Davis, and I am a business startup and growth strategist and the founder of Marketing Gym Solutions. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 costly mistakes to avoid in your new business. Whether you're launching a brick and mortar business or an online business, you need to take the necessary steps to plan and also safeguard your personal assets. So here's the thing. No one can, avoid every single possible mistake that can happen just from starting a business. But what you want to do is you want to properly safeguard and protect your personal assets from becoming a part of a bad business decision, which means if you make a bad business decision, you misstep in the startup of your business, if you don't have your business properly set up and established, your personal assets can be seized or taken to pay your business debt. So in this video, I just want to share with you just a few tips. And while I can't possibly share all of the many things that can go wrong in business, I'm hoping these 6 tips will help you make some sound business decisions right from the start, right at the beginning of you launching your business. So the first mistake you want to avoid is not having a business entity. So the first thing I want to share with you is that I am not an attorney. So the information that I provide in today's video should always be verified by an attorney. So with that being said, anytime you launch a business, there comes taxes and there comes some level of risk when it comes down to your finances. And so I always tell my clients, even if you take no action at all to establish a business entity, there's still consequences, because even though you've never officially established a business entity like an LLC or an S Corp, you are automatically assumed to be a sole proprietorship. And so with that being said, it makes sense for you to sit down and really research all of the different business entities that are available and that may fit the type of business you want. There are some business entities that provide a greater tax advantage. There's some business entities that, may offer you certain incentives to be set up a certain way. But you won't know that until you actually consult with a professional. And by saying a professional, I mean an attorney. And so the thing that you want to keep in mind is that there's more than just an LLC, and that's instinctively the way that most entrepreneurs automatically go when it comes down to, starting a business. And they tend to start an LLC without really researching whether an LLC is the best setup for them or the best business entity for them, and 2, without realizing that by setting up an LLC, there's certain other steps you can take to really establish yourself as a company and take advantage of some of the tax breaks you can get, and knowing what's deductible for your business. So the first mistake you want to avoid is not having a business entity. The second mistake that you want to avoid is not taking the time to do your due diligence when it comes to choosing a name for your business. So it's always exciting when you decide to launch a business and or even not even just your business, a new coaching program or a new service, and then you come up with a name and you're so excited about that name. But if you don't do that due diligence that you need to do when it comes down to properly researching your business name, you can run into legal trouble and end up building a brand and building your business around the name that you choose, only to receive a legal notice in the mail that requires you to stop using that name. So you want to make sure that you go a step beyond and not just use resources. Sure, you can use Google, you can search the trademark site, but there's also a lot more that goes into researching a business name. And it's not just the name that can be trademarked or being used by another business. There's certain state laws and other laws around, names, business names, and products of a business, like a logo, that can fall under infringement as well. And so when you're designing a logo, the images you use, and even taglines, all of that can fall under that infringement umbrella if you do not research correctly. So the second mistake you want to avoid is choosing the wrong business name without doing your due diligence to make sure that name is not in use by another business. So the third mistake you want to avoid is either not having a contract when you do business with other companies, or not understanding the contracts that you have in place. And so as a business owner, you're going to hire marketing professionals, you're going to hire coaches, you're going to engage with influencers to promote your brand, you're going to hire people, you're going to have freelancers that work in your business, and you're going to have other companies that you work with as well over the course of your time in business. So it's really important that you learn how to read contracts and how to make sure that you have your contracts properly reviewed. When you have a contract in place and what's supposed to happen between your business relationship with the person that you're hiring, when you have a contract in place, it lays out everything that's supposed to happen in that arrangement. That way there's never any misunderstandings or miscommunications. And so your contract is only as good as the paper is written on. So if you have a contract that you kind of find online, and or you find a template like on LegalZoom, and you don't really consult with an attorney, you may not have a contract that meets the needs for your business or the service that you're seeking. So you definitely want to understand your contracts, and you definitely want to have one in place anytime you're exchanging money for a service. And just also another note about contracts, a lot of entrepreneurs start their business while they're still working their 9 to 5. So you definitely want to make sure that before you start your business, that you are aware of your employer, the contract that you may have signed when you first became an employee of the company that you work for. Because some companies do not allow their employees to enter or engage in outside work. Having a side business, or working a part-time job, all of it is kind of the same category. It's considered outside work. So you definitely want to check, what did you sign when you first started? What are your company policies say about outside work? What does your employee handbook say in terms of outside work? And because here's the thing, the last thing you want to do is to launch your business and to think you're ready to get your business started, only to have your employer say, hey, wait a minute, we didn't authorize you to conduct outside work. Please refer to your employee handbook. And in some cases, some employers may actually try and retain control over your ideas that you created, even if it's for your business, if it somehow relates to the work you're already performing for the company, even if it's off, even if you came up with these ideas off the clock. So it's really important that you're aware of the contracts that you sign anytime you engage in activities, or you do work with another company, and also with any existing contracts you may have with your employer that may or may not forbid you from engaging in outside work activity. Okay, the fourth mistake you want to avoid is not safeguarding your intellectual property. So what exactly is intellectual property? It's anything that you generate within your business, right down to your ideas, to your business assets that you have, the business names that you use, logos, the way you have created a product or service, your strategy. All of that is part of your business, and all of that is part of what you want to safeguard. So when you don't safeguard your intellectual property, what that means is someone can come along and they can take your idea and they can use it as their own. It happens all the time. And so when you don't have things trademarked or patented, you may be hit with either someone who ends up using that same name, or you may be infringing upon the rights of other people, another business owner, if you didn't take the time to do your due diligence to make sure that your business name and anything that you create within your business is not in use by another business. So take the time to safeguard your intellectual property and keep your ideas as your ideas and your signature processes as yours to keep under your name and your business, and avoid having to deal with someone stealing those things. And the thing is about not safeguarding it and not having trademarks in place or patents in place to protect your intellectual property is if someone does steal those things from you and they use them in their business, if you don't have a trademark or you don't have any legal rights to the name, it may be a case where there's nothing you can do about it. And so you don't want that to have happen. So the fourth mistake you want to avoid is not protecting your intellectual property. So the fifth mistake you want to avoid is not incorporating customer and client feedback into your process. And so what exactly does that mean? Well, before you launch your business, before you launch even a new program within your business, whether you're a coach or a consultant, you want to test those programs out. So one of the things I did when I launched Phenomenal Boss Academy, which is a business mentorship program designed to teach people from A to Z how to launch a profitable and scalable business, is I did what's called beta testing. So I would love to say right out the gate that I have this award-winning program, award-winning coaching program, but that's not the case. Beta launches or beta testing helps you use a small group of people, get their input, and it helps you tweak your program. So every time I launch a new program, I use what's called a beta group. I do it with a small group of people. And at that time, I'm not looking for, top dollar of what this program may be worth in the future, but I'm looking for feedback so that when I relaunch the program and the second time around or even the third time around, I'm getting the feedback from my clients and my customers, because the whole goal is to deliver the greatest solution or transformation to your clients. And you can't do that unless you know what your clients want and you get their feedback on it. And instinctively, what I see is a lot of entrepreneurs tend to create programs around what they think their target audience wants. And you really have to conduct your market research so that you're not creating a program around what you think is helpful to certain people, but that is actually a program or a service that's actually been vetted out with actual people that reflect your potential buyers. This way, when it's time to launch the real deal and you have your real program operational and you've made all of your tweaks, you know that it's going to deliver the transformation that your clients are seeking or solve the problem that they need solved. Because without solving a problem or delivering a transformation, you don't have a business and you won't make any money. So mistake number 5 to avoid is making sure that you test out your products and services with real people and real potential clients. So the 6th mistake you want to avoid is not taking the time to get advice from a legal professional when you're setting up your business. And so just because you may be setting up your business online, or you've read, a bunch of books, or you've even taken a course, that's not a replacement for actually sitting down with a legal professional to discuss, your business setup, possible trademarks you may want to secure, or patents you may want to apply for. All of that requires that you seek out the advice of a legal professional. So with that being said, don't penny pinch when it comes to safeguarding your assets, your business assets or your personal assets. And don't penny pinch when it comes down to doing things right, because there's only so much information you can get from, places like YouTube, or that ebook that you just downloaded. It doesn't replace sitting down with a professional to discuss the uniqueness of your business and getting input based on the actual business that you operate. So with that being said, that concludes the video. And if you're looking for an affordable, low cost legal service where you just pay a low monthly fee and you can call, the attorney as many times as you want to ask questions about your business, I'm going to leave a link down in the description. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and I hope these tips help you. If they did, feel free to leave a comment. Talk soon. Bye.